A very good afternoon, viewers. Thanks for tuning in to NDTV. This is the Southern View. For the next half hour, of course, me and my colleagues from down south take you across the top stories that's making the news in the southern part of India. From Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, we'll have Uma Sudhir and Ashish will be joining us. We also have Sam Daniel and Vijay from Tamil Nadu and of course Ashwin from Kerala. And meanwhile here in Karnataka, I'll be joined in by my colleague Ritu Raj Purohit as well. First up, it's news from Karnataka, and as always, the political turmoil here, of course, continues unabated. And today, in a dramatic turn of events, after several days of the AICC chief being in Bengaluru, the KPCC chief, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar, who's an aspirant to the top post in Karnataka, decided that he'll hop onto the car of his boss. And that happened in quite a dramatic fashion. You can see the pictures on your screens as Mr. Kharge, of course, comes out of his residence, sits in his car, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar swiftly sitting inside. What happened through those few minutes until they reach the airport is the question. But more importantly, the discussion that happened in those few minutes till they reach the airport, will that reach New Delhi? Will that reach the Gandhi family? And then what will the decision that will be taken there, and will that really put an end to the drama here in Bengaluru and in Karnataka is a larger question. But today the Chief Minister has made a very, very important statement, viewers. He has said that for this confusion to end, the High Command should make a decision. So first, let's listen to the sharp reactions that are coming in, both from the Congress party and the counters from the BJP that there is no development, only thirst for power in Karnataka.
Set of MLAs also are appealing the High Command that you should put this matter to a rest.
Whatever they want to say, let them say to the High Command. Ultimately, to put a full stop to this confusion, the High Command has to take it.
We all have to respect whatever the Honorable Chief Minister is telling. We have to respect. We all have to respect the High Command. There is nothing wrong. We are in any way. I have not said any day that they will not stay for 5 years or something. Where I have said, we have not said. None of us have spoken on that issue. Even media is unnecessary creating all this confusion. There is no confusion in me at all. Anything is there, it is between me and the party high command, and we will sort it out. Anything is there. As on today, there is nothing is there. Whatever you decided, it is the internal within the room. You will take a call on that.
ಮುಂದುವರಿತಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೇನು ಚಿಂತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇವರು ಅಧಿಕಾರದ ಆಟದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಹಾಳಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಹಿಂದಿನ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಪ್ರಗತಿ ವೈಭವವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬಹಳ ನಾಚಿಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿದೆ, ನಿರಾಶೆ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿದೆ. ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಅವರು ಇಷ್ಟು ಹಿರಿಯ ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿಗಳು ಈ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಆಡಳಿತವನ್ನು ಕುಸಿಯಲು ಬಿಡಬಾರ್ದಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರ ತುಂಬಿ ತುಳುಕ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅವರು ಅಸಹಾಯಕರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಏನೋ ಈಗ ತಾನೇ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದವರು ನಾನು 5 ವರ್ಷ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ, 5 ವರ್ಷ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಎದೆ ಬಿಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವರ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಜೀವನದ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ದಿನಗಳು ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ.
ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾರ್ಜುನ್ ಖರ್ಗೆ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎ AICC full-fledged president. See, for the namesake, he is like a watchman of the Gandhi family. He is taking care of some issues, that's all, so that he himself told that I am helpless, I am not, I can't do anything because I will talk to High Command. Who is High Command? Or Priyanka Gandhi? Or Rahul Gandhi? Or Sonia Gandhi? You are AICC president. You should be the High Command. But if you are helpless, so your position understood by the people of India.
वो कुर्सी के लिए खेल चल रहा है. किसान रास्ते में है, वो लोग संघर्ष कर रहा है MSP के लिए.
आप क्या कहना चाहते हैं सर CM और DCM को?
CM और DCM को कहना चाहता हूँ, आपको जनता 5 साल के लिए 136 सीट दिया है. कितना? 136 विधायकों को जिताया है. आप जनता के लिए क्या किया है?
So, well, the BJP, of course, is taking pot shots at the Congress. But Ritu, you know, while you were asking that question to the Karnataka Chief Minister, I think you managed to get one of the most important and definitive, answers from the Chief Minister, where he says that the High Command should decide for this confusion to end. And that's what many people in Karnataka have been saying, isn't it? It's not just politicians, even the citizens.
Well, very true, Deepak. You see, we've been seeing how that the set of MLAs from DK's camp en route to Delhi to try and mount that pressure on the High Command, despite that the High Command really not being keen about the leadership change, and that's not the matter is really not on the table of the leadership the High Command as well. Now, despite of that, we see these MLAs continuously trying to mount that pressure on the High Command as well. On the other side, you have the CM Siddaramaiah, who is constantly providing a hint, saying that he will be, the Chief Minister of the state for the complete 5 years. To that, what the High Command is really going to say as well. So he will remain, he will abide by those set of rules of what that the High Command is going to put forth as well. And the same goes for the DK Shikumar too. Now, amid all that clarification that the High Command is really trying to provide to these leaders within the party, despite of that, they continuously try to make these moves, is really raising a big question as well. Now, that's something that has really given an ammunition to the opposition in the state, whether the BJP is questioning, saying that the administration machinery basically in the state is slowing down and it's really not functioning properly, because the whole of the focus right now of the Congress party remains to be on the leadership change and not really about the state's progress too. Now, and all that needs to be seen, because how that the High Command now will really take up this whole matter, with now Chief Minister Siddaramaiah saying that the High Command will have to ensure that this confusion ends over here and put a full stop to it. Now, whether that the Mallikarjun Kharge will be able to speak this matter to Rahul Gandhi, now what is that he is going to convey to him as well, or to the leaders across the party in the state, to ensure that these statements are not being provided publicly to damage the party. So how this within the party, certain decisions that the party is really going to make regarding this whole matter, that will be important for us to see now.
Right. Well, yes, it is important, Ritu, but also when you look at how things have been panning out for the Congress party, could they have managed the situation better instead of the opposition attacking them is a question. But now there's a counter that's coming in from Mr. Priyank Kharge. This is another breaking update that we're just picking up on the story, as the BJP continues to mount its attack on the Congress party, that they're not looking at development. The state is in doldrums. They're also going on to say that the Congress is unable to really manage the state and is only worried about power. Mr. Priyank Kharge says that the BJP has never come to power with a full majority in Karnataka. Neither has any person in the BJP completed a full term as a chief minister, and they should not really be commenting on things in the Congress party. Yes, the political potshots continue. Ritu, you're still with us. Tell us right now, this could be a defensive statement. But at the end of it, Congress can completely avoid all of this. The BJP will not have anything to say if their own Congress legislators stop making controversial statements. But here, this is a strong counter that's coming in. Probably in this juncture, may not be of great relevance, because the BJP is not the party in power. But he says that, well, the BJP has never managed to come with a full majority. No chief minister has completed the full term. Corruption was always speaking during that term. They've even spoken about paying money to become the chief minister of the BJP.
Well, this is very interesting for the Priyank Kharge to put out this post as well. But see, Deepak, what really is happening within the BJP to that more of to the Congress remains to be important as well, because of course the BJP is finding its hole, that space to keep attacking the state government right now and keep mocking the Congress party as well, by either by releasing AI-based videos or for that matter through these kind of statements as well. But what really stands out for the opposition here in the state, for that matter, whether it's BJP or the JDS, who are calling right now Mallikarjun Kharge, AICC chief, as the rubber stamp, because you remember the statement that he has given it out, saying that the High Command will do it whatsoever it has to be done. He really has nothing to say with what really is happening in the state. Now, that itself is saying a definite stories about within the Congress party too. Now, on those lines, that's something has provided that strength to the BJP and the JDS to come out and mock the party. But however, you see this cold war that between the Congress and the opposition will continue. But very important is that how long this is going to take for the High Command to put a full stop and end this whole confusion here, or probably call up for a CLP meeting and provide a strict warning to these leaders to not make any sort of a statements that is really going to damage the party.
Yes, Ritu, of course, we'll keep a close track of everything that's happening here in Karnataka as far as the political scenario is concerned. Moving to some more news again, this is from Bengaluru in the outskirts, where a woman has claimed that she was injected with mercury by her own husband in a shocking revelation, or rather a dying statement, one can say, because she has now succumbed after 9 months of suffering. Now she claims that one night, chloroform was used, and then she was injected with mercury. She woke up in the morning with a lot of pain in her legs, radiating through her thighs, and then eventually when she went to the hospital and did some scans, that's when they realized that there was mercury. The cops right now have registered a case of dowry death. They're also probing all angles to verify if these claims are true, if the husband was in fact involved in this case of injecting mercury, or was it something else. First, let's listen to what the woman had to say.
ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಕ್ಸಲೆಂಟ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ನೋಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಷಿಯನ್ ಒಬ್ಬರಿದ್ರು, ಗಂಡ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಲ್ಯಾಬಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಅವಳ ಹೆಸರು ಶ್ವೇತಾ ಅಂತ, ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಹೆಸರು ಶ್ವೇತಾ, ಗಂಡನ ಹೆಸರು ನನಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ನೆನಪಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ನಂತರ ಅವರು ನನ್ನ ಗಂಡಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲೋರೋಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಮೆರ್ಕ್ಯುರಿ ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಆ ನಂತರ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾರನೇ ದಿನ ಎದ್ದು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಕಾಲು ಇಷ್ಟದಪ್ಪ ಊದಿತ್ತು. ಅದು ಇದು ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಮಂಡಿವರೆಗೂ ಊದಿತ್ತು. ತೆವಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ರೇ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಎಕ್ಸ್ರೇ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ದೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಮೆಟಲ್ ಅಂಶ.
Well, meanwhile, of course, there's been an ongoing debate about whether bike taxis should be allowed. It's also, of course, in the Karnataka High Court. There is a lot of standoff between auto drivers and taxi riders, and safety of women is something that has been discussed about, but then convenience and also, more importantly, cost-effective transports in the city is something that has been discussed. So my colleague Ritu, of course, while we were discussing earlier, Ritu, you did hit the ground. You did speak to multiple stakeholders as far as, bike taxis in Bengaluru is concerned. Tell us more about this story that you bring to us.
Well, yes, Deepak, as you mentioned that we've been seeing there's a huge debate surrounding to the bike taxi services across the IT city Bengaluru, whether it's about the concerns being raised regarding the safety of the passenger, litigation issues as well, or for that matter, the traffic issues that we are seeing with the more number of vehicles on the roads. But more important for us to try and understand here at NDTV was to see that whether this bike taxi services is really a boon or a bane. Now, on those lines, NDTV did hit the ground to understand the sentiments on the ground, one of course, and second is also about investigating that whether despite of the ban from the Karnataka government saying that the bike taxi services should not be allowed across the city due to the various reasons, as me and Deepak tried highlighting earlier as well, but the services still seems to be be provided on the ground too. So to do a reality check, obviously NDTV got on road to see to it, but so this is the whole story that we are trying to bring in. Watch this ground report of related to the bike taxi services. How do you think the bike taxis are really a boon or a bane here in Bengaluru for the people?
It's actually a boon because a lot of traffic is there and we will take more of time and also cost is also more if you are traveling by if you are alone. It's better, bike taxis are better than any taxi or autos.
I feel bike taxis is actually helpful for all of them because nowadays there's a lot of crowd. I think autos are not accepting rides and all, right? Yeah, I think at the overall policy level, there should be a framework or a policy or a standard in place, right, for bike taxis. Not only bike taxis, for autos, Uber, everything. Because if that overarching policy is not in place, then there's anything that bike taxi people can do.
एक्चुअली सभी राइडर ऐसा नहीं होते हैं. कोई राइडर क्या होता है पता नहीं चलता है. एक्चुअली कस्टमर के साथ हम लोगों को अच्छा से बिहेव करना चाहिए, अच्छा से राइड करके, अच्छा से ड्रॉप करके उसको अच्छे से पहुंचाना है.
Today here at NDTV, we'll try and understand whether the bike taxi services is a boon or bane for Bengalurians. Now, even as that, the Karnataka government has said that there is a ban on the bike taxi services and has also informed the same to the Karnataka High Court as well. Now, we seem to see these services still being provided on the ground. Now, of course, we will book one ride to show you the ground reality as well. But the larger question that the government is raising here is also about the passenger safety, litigation issues that one is seeing, and other point is the traffic issues. Well, we tried booking one ride and we got as well, but however, with heavy prices of the auto, cabs and huge traffic across the city, many prefer bike taxis. Well, this is what we had all to tell you about Karnataka. Now over to my colleague Vijay, who has more news to bring us from Tamil Nadu. Vijay, over to you.
From Tamil Nadu, we have two important political stories. First one is expelled AIDMK leader and former Chief Minister O. Pannirselvam hints at launching a new party ahead of 2026 election. Yesterday, O. Pannirselvam, along with his supporters, hold a meeting in Chennai in that all the party supporters or his supporters requested him to start a new party ahead of 2026 election. You know that O. Pannirselvam and his supporters asking for unified DMK. They were demanding for unified DMK for past almost 4 years, but other side Edappadi Palanisamy, who is the General Secretary of AIDMK, refused such claim. Edappadi calls O. Pannirselvam and other supporters as betrayals of AIDMK. But however, yesterday in a meeting, few of the supporters, especially MLA Vaidhyalingam, mentioned that O. Pannirselvam should start new party ahead of 2026 election. Even O. Pannirselvam himself mentioned about that. He even sets deadline as December 15. Before that, all AIDMK should be united. AIDMK should get united, or else don't force us to take another decision. This is what O. Pannirselvam had said. This is seen as a significant development ahead of 2026 election. But however, in a larger picture, we have to see how O. Pannirselvam can make impact in election, because he has a significant vote share in southern district but not as a whole Tamil Nadu. So we have to wait and see how this will play ahead of 2026 elections.
ஒருங்கிணைப்பு கழகமாக உருவாக்கி இருக்கின்ற நாம் எங்களுடைய முடிவை தமிழக மக்கள் ஏற்றுக்கொள்கின்ற வகையில் அந்த முடிவிற்கு எங்களை நீங்கள் தள்ளிவிடாதீர்கள் என்பதை மட்டும் உங்களிடம் இந்த நேரத்தில் எச்சரிக்கையாக சொல்லி, அந்த பாவத்தை நீங்கள் செய்யாதீர்கள். கழகம் ஒன்றுபடுவதற்கு உறுதுணையாக அனைத்து மக்களையும் ஒன்றிணைந்து, அனைத்து நிர்வாகிகளையும், அனைத்து தொண்டர்களையும் ஒருங்கிணைந்து புரட்சித் தலைவர் எம்ஜிஆர் அவர்கள் கண்ட கனவு மாண்பது அம்மா அவர்கள் இயக்கத்தை வரலாற்று சின்னமாக இயக்கமாக உருவாக்கி அவர் தந்த தியாகத்தை நினைத்து
Moving on to another story, which is Dravida Munnetra Kalagam ruling state government in Tamil Nadu once again criticized a special intensive revision exercise in Tamil Nadu. DMK MP Kanimoli questions why this much of rush towards this process. This is what Kanimoli had said. She questions why so much of rush towards the process. This has giving lot of pressure to mentally and physically exhausting the booth level officers across the many states. So this is the question she asked towards the SIR, towards the Election Commission of India. Yesterday, CEO Archana Patnaik gave clarification. There is no bias towards anything. No voters will be removed from the in this due process, SIR process in poll-bound Tamil Nadu. However, Kanimoli once again questions why this is being done in a hasty way. Why is this being rushed? Should be done in a time gap of 6 months, but this is being done in 1 month of gap. This is what Kanimoli had said. Just let's listen to the reaction.
இல்லைங்க, அது என்னன்னு பார்த்துட்டு தான் நம்ம சொல்ல முடியும். யாருமே வந்து இங்க ஒரு நாட்டுல யாருமே வந்து நம்ம இங்க ஓட்டு போடக்கூடாதுன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. ஆனா நியாயமாக அது செய்யப்பட வேண்டும் அப்படிங்கறதுதான் நம்மளுடைய தொடர்ந்த கோரிக்கையா இருக்கு. SIR நீங்களே பாக்குறீங்க என்ன அளவுக்கு வந்து அவசர கதியில அதை செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். பல இடங்கள்ல BLOக்களே வந்து மன ரீதியாகவும் உடல் ரீதியாகவும் பாதிக்கப்படக்கூடிய அளவுக்கு பல மாநிலங்கள்ல வந்து அவங்க உடல்நிலை பாதிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கக்கூடிய செய்திகளை எல்லாம் நாம் கேட்டுக்கொண்டிருக்கிறோம். அதனால இவ்வளவு அவசரமா கிட்டத்தட்ட 6 மாதம் செய்ய வேண்டிய ஒரு பணியை ஏன் வந்து இவ்வளவு அவசரமாக இவ்வளவு நெருக்கடியோடு செய்ய வேண்டும் என்பதுதான் புரியவில்லை.
So this is what Kanimoli had said, but however, BJP and Election Commission of India and even principal opposition party AIDMK clarifies there is no bias or any sort of towards SIR process. However, DMK still doubts the process and they have moved the Supreme Court also against the SIR process. Over to you, Deepak.
As far as the SIR is concerned, it's not just in Tamil Nadu, but we've seen controversy that has erupted even in the other states where it has been carried out. And in Tamil Nadu in particular, of course, there have been a lot of leaders, especially from the DMK, who've been raising concerns. They're talking about the paucity of time, really, especially considering the fact that the elections are due in the next few months. And they're saying that in this hurry, everything is not going to happen smoothly. You're not going to have an electoral list once again that is going to be foolproof, and that's the real need of the hour, is what time and again people have been stressing upon. As far as memorandums or requests that have been made to the Election Commission is concerned, they have the Election Commission at least has made it very clear that all these decisions are taken by the Central Election Commission in Delhi, and the decision has been taken to complete this process before the election, and there's no going back on that. To which, of course, we've seen the likes of the DMK and their allies who've vehemently opposed it and who've raised various concerns about it. So we'll really have to see in the days to come, with this sort of an opposition that's mounting in states like Tamil Nadu, even in Kerala and some of the other states as well, how the Election Commission deals with it. And Vijay, more importantly, tell us right now, how are the other parties really reacting apart from the DMK?
Yes, Deepak, DMK and allies, principal allies are opposing the SIR process. They are also giving clarification. They are not completely opposing the SIR process. They are requesting to shift the SIR process after Tamil Nadu state election 2026 elections. They question why this is being implemented. This is being carried out in a rush, in a poll-bound state in such a hasty way. This is the main question asked by the DMK and other opposition parties. However, principal opposition party ADMK and BJP backs the SIR process. ADMK, however, say the ruling state government sometimes in a few constituency they are manipulating the BLOs, booth level agents, manipulating the ruling government booth level agents, manipulating the booth level officers. This should be stopped. They have even requested the chief electoral officer. However, yesterday chief electoral officer gave clarification saying that there is no such incidents happening across Tamil Nadu. These are all such a false allegations from the political parties. But we have to wait and see how this goes. But yesterday itself, CEO clarifies that more than 96% of enumeration forms has been already distributed across Tamil Nadu, and even 50% of enumeration form they have received by the BLOs. We have time till December 4, so we have to wait and see how this goes. And moving on to another story, world snooker, women snooker champion spoke exclusive to NDTV's Sam Daniel. Let's listen to the conversation.
Chennai's Anupama Ramachandran has become the first Indian to become World Women's Snooker Champion. In 2017, she lifted the Under-16 Championship. Last year, she became the Asian Champion and now World Champion. Anupama, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations. Your victory has come amid a season of big victories for Indian women's sports. What would your victory mean now?
Yeah, I think definitely it's been a great time for women in sport, be it in like Commonwealth, Olympics. Women have performed well, and the women's cricket team just won. And especially for me, I think I am the first Indian woman to have won this. There have been two others in the finals before, and they got a silver for India. But I'm really pleased that I was the one who won it. And also, I've really been inspired by the women who have played for India before this, top players who were there when I started playing the game. So I'm really happy, not just for me, but for women in cue sport in general in India, that this has happened.
Tell me about what's the thrill, something you love about snooker?
What I love about snooker, I think it requires a lot of patience, but at the same time, it requires you to also be aggressive. When you look at it from outside, because it needs to be in a silent room, people don't make noise. But I think inside the player, you've got to be like aggressive. That's one thing that for a third person who's looking at the game, they might think, it's a very calm and silent game, which it is, but not for the person who's playing.
Well, Vidar, it's a wrap from us here at the Southern View. News and updates will continue on NDTV. Don't go anywhere.